Can Queen Elizabeth solve a murder? Let's find out in The Windsor Knot. Hey friends, I'm Ashley and this is Cozy Mystery Tea Time. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I want to share with you a book that I absolutely loved. It's called The Windsor Knot and it's by S.J. Bennett. This is book 1 of the Her Majesty the Queen Investigates Mysteries. So I was shopping for books a month ago and I found this book with Queen Elizabeth on the cover that promised that she was going to be the sleuth solving a mystery. I immediately had to have it and I had to stop myself from grabbing the stack had like the first 3 books in the series, and I had them all in my hand at once, which would have been like blowing my book budget for the week. So I just picked up the first one, I put the other 2 back, but I bought it, honestly, not even caring if it was any good, because I just had to have it, because it was so hilarious that Queen Elizabeth was going to solve a murder mystery. I almost thought it was like a gag book, like a gag gift. Imagine my surprise when I came home and I started reading, and it was some of the most well-written scene setting and character development and great mystery plot. It's some of the best reading I've read in a long time. I was shocked that this book that I thought was going to be kind of silly has actually become one of my favorite books that I've read so far in 2024. So let me update you a little bit on the premise of the book. So a murder is committed in Windsor Castle. That's one of the Queen's palaces. And the MI5 rush into the castle. They're deep into an investigation. Secretly, Queen Elizabeth is doing her own investigating. And it's hard for the Queen herself to move around undetected. She is the Queen. So she relies heavily on her secretary. And a new secretary has just been hired. It's a young woman named Rozie. And Rozie was told by the old secretary, as the old secretary was vacating her position, one day when something happens, you're going to need to talk to someone and you need to go to this woman. Here's her address and her phone number. Rozie has no idea what this other lady is talking about. She thinks she's kind of lost her mind. So back to the murder. Murder is committed. Queen starts doing her own investigating and comes to Rozie and says, I need you to look into this person, this person, this person. I need you to, she sends her on like investigation errands. And Rozie says, I think this is what the previous secretary was talking about. So she goes to the woman that she's been given the contact info for. And it ends up being one of the Queen's older previous secretaries. And this woman sits Rozie down and says, you must know that the Queen has always investigated and solved crimes. And she does it very quietly, and she does it with our help. So you need to be prepared to investigate this murder for the Queen. So we have the Queen and we have her secretary, sneaking around Windsor Castle, meeting with lords and ladies and all kinds of people. And I just love it. It was so good. So here's what I love about this book. Number 1, the premise is amazing. It's so unique. And, when you're thinking about taking a very high profile person who is a very real person and creating this fictional world around them, it could have gone really wrong. But the author does a great job of being really unique and creative. Second thing I love, the characters and the setting. The characters are so lovable and endearing, and the author did a really good job of developing them as real people, especially the Queen. She's a real person, and the author did a really good job of just developing them as real people that you're going to love. And of course, the setting You have Windsor Castle, you have the English countryside, you have, bustling London. These are all really exciting places and beautiful places, so it's fun to get kind of invited behind the scenes. Something else I loved was the way that the sleuth is a 90-year-old woman. So often, we have Miss Marple, and we might have a handful of other older female sleuths, but so often with the cozy mystery, the sleuth is a 22-year-old girl, which again, nothing wrong with that, but it's nice that we're getting a more diverse story. Number 3, also on the topic of the queen. When I first picked this up, I was a little nervous that this was going to either make fun of the queen or make fun of her family or be disrespectful in some way. But I have to say that the author did a great job of making the story exciting and maybe a little sensational, but also being really respectful to Queen Elizabeth and to her family. And you can read this book with kind of a clear conscience that you're not participating in something that is disrespectful. So that's my review of The Windsor Knot. I already bought the second book, A Three Dog Problem. I cannot wait to read it. Not only does the cover have the queen in a beautiful yellow ensemble, it also has corgis. So excited. And I have to say, the author S.J. Bennett recently posted on her Instagram that she's going through cancer treatment. And I just want to say to her, I wish you nothing but the best, well wishes for a speedy recovery. We can't wait to see what else you write, and we wish you all the best with your health journey. All right, friends, that's all from me today. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.